Right, well, obviously, I'm very grateful to everybody who's bought a book, because the book does fill in the extraordinarily huge gaps that are missing and need to be filled in. You just can't cover enough, as you know, in 2 to 3 hours. When we were in Jesmond, obviously, I need to talk about the incredible contribution to children's television and CBBC made in this area. And also in Jesmond, and it's actually, you can't get near it now, and it's mainly demolished, is the convent school and building known as La Sagesse, or La Sagesse. And obviously that for many years, not actually, the interior of the convent was used for interiors, but it was actually the priest's house, which was a converted farm cottage, was used as Tracy Beaker's home, care home, the dumping ground. And now I see that La Sagesse is nearly completely demolished and is going the way of everything around there, executive housing. So there was really no point tonight in going there. Obviously, and what is interesting is the dumping ground, Tracy Beaker, and now Wolf's Blood, which is the most successful CBBC production of all time worldwide, is all made up here. And it is made really by Zenith Productions, who in some way and originally made the tube. Okay, Morget Carter coming up on the left. On the left, we're coming to Sallyport Crescent. It might be difficult to see now in the fading light, to quote Amber Films' title. There is sheltered housing here on the left, which I think was the first council-built housing in Newcastle ever. Sallyport Crescent, it's on the left. Have we passed it? Well, if you have been listening to it but have also missed, as they said, after Beyond Our Ken. However, we're not missing on the right-hand side the boarded-up entrance to Manners Station, which of course is where Kane, as Carter follows Margaret down the steps with a friend after a game of bingo. That's all boarded up, but Manners Station still operates. I think 2 trains stop there a day on the way to Hull. It's a really eerie place to stand, I can tell you. Okay, we're coming now right up to date to the location for I, Daniel Blake. Shieldfield, which we passed, was where a lot of the locations were shot by Ken Loach. But soon we'll be coming into John Dobson Street, which is where Daniel Blake makes his iconic stance to the effect of changing the music on the bloody answering machine in the office and waiting for his appointment. As you may or may not know, the film in which Daniel Blake is played by the wonderful Dave Johns, who of course was an established stand-up for over 20 years here and the rest of the country, plays the part of Daniel Blake. And it's basically the heart-rending story of his navigation, or attempt to navigate, the benefit system in this country, and also a young family that he becomes involved with as well. If you haven't seen it, I do urge you to see it. It's almost compulsory viewing. It's not an easy view, but that's because reality and truth aren't sometimes easy to stomach. Ken Loach is a wonderful filmmaker. I had the privilege of working with him many years ago in Birmingham in a film called Prostitute. And the thing with Ken Loach, when he makes a film, you don't know whether it's a documentary or it's a drama. You don't know whether it's real or whether it's not. It's a wonderful fine line between the two. Now we're going to turn left here up John Dobson Street on the right. And of course it's difficult to recognise now because it must have been covered with white paint for the film. is where he sprays his messages to the office and the job centre. Also, there was a lot of filming in the library here as well for it. And it's the first time that Ken Loach has ever filmed in Newcastle. And he told me, in an albeit brief interview, that as a city, he's never come across obviously he loved the community spirit here, he loved the dialect, but also he said that he hadn't come across many places where poverty and ostentation exist so graphically side by side. He said he could see in Eldon Square people who had nothing side by side with people laden with shopping bags from the latest Fenwick sale. And it's this, obviously Loach has this incredible passion for inequality, making the case for inequality, and it is a wonderful film. And then, of course, ironically, at the same time that Loach was making I, Daniel Blake, Transformers: The Last Night was also filming here as well. Now, the world's most expensive, fastest cars were raced up Grey Street and round the corner. Now, I watched Transformers 2 days ago. I sat through 3 hours of metal crunching mayhem, and the scene isn't in. I think parts of Alnwick Castle are in, with the sequences involving Anthony Hopkins. Anybody who can make sense of the film at the 3 hours, I would like a written explanation, please, to me on a postcard. But I was really disappointed. I thought, obviously, they would cover the scenes with massive CGI, but I don't think it's in there at all. So I think I shall write a letter to Michael Bay and say, what happened in Newcastle, Michael? Maybe they're saving it for Transformers 6. Who knows?